Hey there, class 10 students studying NCERT book First Flight. I, Harpreet Kaur from English Frog Club, have brought part 3 of the explanation series of the chapter 100 Dresses 1. Let's jump right into the understanding of the chapter. In the previous section, we have read about the treatment Wanda Petrinsky got from her friends at the school. She didn't have any friends, but these girls, these rich girls, used to tease her before and after the school for just the game was asking her the number of things or possessions she has in her wardrobe, to which she always replied a great number of things, which was unbelievable by the girls of room number 13 and even the little girls, those who were playing hopscotch there. So let's read what happens in the story further. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. 8 times 8, let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note, because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy to say, "Hey Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has." Okay, so Peggy was quite disturbed. She was disturbed why Wanda Petrinsky was not coming to school. And she really wanted to tell her friend that the way she was asking the things to that poor girl would be hurting her. And she really wanted her to say this thing that she should stop. But she was afraid somewhere, scared somewhere in her heart that she might lose her friendship. So she wasn't able to concentrate, Maddie wasn't able to concentrate on her studies in the class, especially in her mathematics chapter, mathematics lesson. She just wanted, she thought that she would be writing a letter instead, because she would never have that courage to talk to Peggy about stopping all this nonsense of teasing Wanda about the things she had. When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Suddenly, she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Okay, now she started writing a note to her, and then some thought made her stop writing that. She was really worried. Oh, if they won't be teasing Wanda, they need someone to tease. What will happen if I will be their first target, next target? So that made her, scared to the core of the heart. So she stopped writing the note she was writing to Peggy. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say that it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise. Okay, actually she was wearing Peggy's hand-me-downs, used clothes only, which her mother used to alter. And she was really scared what would happen if children would come to know, and even Peggy would also come to know that it was one of her dress only. So it would be a very embarrassing situation. So thinking of all these things, she just stopped writing to Peggy. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. So she stopped writing the letter to Peggy, and then she wished if Peggy could do this thing on her own and she would stop teasing Wanda. She just moved her hands in the air as if she was just trying to keep that thought away. Oh, I'm not going to think anything about it. What would happen? We'll just see at that time. Okay. So she wanted those comfortable thoughts away from her mind. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the notes she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. So she thought that Peggy's reputation is also at stake. If she would be doing something wrong, the authorities would come to know, and she is the most liked girl in the class also, and that would ruin her reputation. So Peggy would not be doing anything that will ruin her reputation of being the best girl in the class. So she thought of that maybe one day perhaps she would herself be fed up of asking all these questions and listening to the same answer. So maybe she would stop this thing herself. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggin Heights and stood alone in the school yard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. You would look like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in a pretended admiration. So now she is just remembering the explanations that Wanda has just given to them of one of her dresses, and certain teasing by the girls has been also described here in this paragraph, like just telling in that green dress she would be looking like a Christmas tree. That was another kind of joke on her dress. Thinking about Wanda and her dresses all lined up in closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats. Now she just tried to put her thoughts away and started thinking about a competition which was about to come, and she just thought of who would be the winner of that competition, as in the competition there was a drawing and coloring contest for the girls, and the boys were supposed to design the motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the class. So according to Maddie, Peggy was a good artist, and she had a very wonderful hand, artistic hand, that she expected that she would be the winner of the contest. At least that's what everybody thought. So everyone in the room 13 is of the same opinion that Peggy would be the upcoming winner of this contest. She would copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. Okay, so now her ability to draw is explained here, and she was really a good artist, that she could copy, she could imitate any kind of drawing she could see. Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners, then they would know. Okay, so tomorrow was the final next day. So the next day was the final result day, and then she just thought, okay, there's no fun of just thinking of all these things, and they would come to know the next day who would be the winner. Next day it was drizzling. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petrinsky on the corner of Oliver Street, the street that far far away under the railroad tracks and up the hills led to Bogan Heights. Anyway, they weren't taking chances on being late today because today was important. So they did not wait for Wanda at the corner from where that on the road that led to Bogan Heights, and because that was an important day, that was the result declaration day of the contest, that was quite important for girls. So they did not wait for Wanda that day, and although it was raining that day, so they walked under Peggy's umbrella and tried to reach school early, and they did not wait for Wanda at the corner of the street. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winners today? Asked Peggy. Oh, I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course, you'll win, Peg. Okay. So, a conversation between the two friends about the announcement of the result is discussed here. So, Maddie also expressed her thinking that Peggy would be winning the contest. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. So, Peggy was not quite sure about her winning. So, she just expressed her hope to win the contest. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room, on every ledge and windowsill, dazzling colors and brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them all lined up. These must be the drawings for the contest. They were. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. So, when they entered in the room, in the class was decorated with all sorts of drawing. Nearly 100 drawings were depicted, were on display. Nearly 100 drawings were on display, and everybody was looking at those drawings with an admiring eye. Wow, beautiful, wonderful, outstanding, awesome, and all these kind of expressions were there at students' faces, and they were all either whistling, admiring, murmuring in admiringly, that they were just saying admiring words. And Peggy thought that these would have been the drawings for the contest that the teacher had displayed in the class. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Beagles had won for the boys, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12, along with the sketches by all the other boys. As for the girls, she said, although just 1 or 2 sketches were submitted by most, one girl, and room 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I am very happy to say that Wanda Petrinsky is the winner of the girls' medal. The teacher has come in the class and she has announced something. She is announcing the winners in the class. So, the winner among the boys, the motorboats were on exhibition, on display in another room, that was room number 12, and this room number 13 was decorated with the drawings of the girls. So, here the teacher announced that 1 or 2 entries were submitted by all the participants who participated in it, and there was a girl who submitted 100 dresses, all different, all were worthy of giving prize. So, judges have made that girl winner of the medal of the contest. And guess, and who's that girl? Wanda Petrinsky. My God, the girl who was quiet in the class and was teased by these girls had got the prize, had drawn such outstanding drawings of the dresses. They were all surprised to listen to all these things. Unfortunately, Wanda has been absent from school for some days and is not there to receive the applause that is due to her. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exquisite drawings. The children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouth and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There's that blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, said Peggy. And here's that green one, boy, and I thought I could draw. Okay, so now the girls are looking at the dresses and children are very happy to applaud her in the class, and this way they are trying to appreciate her. Even the boys who were not concerned about the dresses or the drawings, they also took chance to whistle in the class, to stamp their feet on the ground, and everyone was happy. And then while just moving around to look at those dresses, Peggy and Maddie came across the dresses she used to talk, the blue one and the green one, for those they were teasing her. So these were the 100 dresses she had all lined up in her closet. So she was right at her point that she had 100 dresses all lined up in her closet, though they were not physical dresses, but these are the dresses in her imagination, which she put perfectly on the paper, and the papers were the wrapping papers, those were thrown by people. We just drew the drawings on the waste material, out of waste material only. So that was quite interesting. And with this we come to the end of the chapter 100 Dresses 1. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do consider subscribing the channel and share it with your friends, and don't forget to press the bell icon. See you in the next video. Bye for now.